Alright, what's up everyone? James Weekly here, and today we're diving headfirst into something I get asked about all the time. Florida. Yeah, the Sunshine State, you see the postcards, you hear the stories, but what's the real deal? How do you actually do Florida right? Forget the tourist traps, forget the confusion. I've spent a ton of time down there, figured out the hacks, the must-dos, and the stuff you can totally skip. This isn't just another travel vlog, this is the download you need. Welcome to the ultimate travel guide to Florida. I'm talking about breaking it all down. From the moment you start thinking, hey, maybe Florida, to when you're actually there, sunglasses on, wondering what to tackle next. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty, the stuff that actually makes a difference to your trip. Because let's be honest, planning a trip can be a beast, a total headache. My goal here? To cut through the noise and give you the straight-up info you need. Ready to jump in? Let's get this thing rolling. Alright, first things first. When should you actually pack your bags and head to Florida? This is a bigger deal than you might think. Get the timing wrong and you could be dealing with insane crowds, sky-high prices, or weather that just, well, isn't ideal. My personal sweet spot? I'm a big fan of the shoulder seasons. Think spring, like March to May, or fall, from September to November. The weather during these times? Usually fantastic. You get that Florida warmth without the absolutely brutal humidity of midsummer. Plus, the hurricane season, which officially runs June to November, is something you want to be mindful of, especially later in that window. Spring in Florida, man, it's got a vibe. The flowers are blooming, the theme parks aren't at peak meltdown capacity yet, and the beaches are just perfect. You can actually find a spot for your towel without an epic battle. Events-wise, you've got things like the Florida Strawberry Festival in Plant City early in spring, which is a classic. Different cities will have their own local festivals, art shows, food truck rallies. It's a good time to experience Florida when it's not just about the mega attractions. The water is warming up nicely for swimming too, which is a huge plus. Then there's fall. After the summer rush, there's this collective sigh of relief across the state. The heat starts to break, especially by October, and it becomes incredibly pleasant. This is prime time for exploring the natural side of Florida kayaking, hiking and state parks. The crowds thin out considerably, which means better deals on accommodation and shorter lines if you are hitting the parks. Halloween events at the theme parks are a huge draw in October, like Halloween Horror Nights at Universal or Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party at Disney. They go all out, and it's a totally different experience. So what's the takeaway? If you want a balance of good weather, fewer crowds, and decent prices, aim for those spring, April, May, or fall, September, October, keeping an eye on hurricane season, windows. If you're all about the theme park summer experience and can handle the heat, go for it. If you're escaping winter cold and want that classic South Florida vibe, winter is your jam, but budget accordingly. It really depends on priorities, what want out of the trip. Do a little research on specific events happening during your potential travel dates too. Think about what kind of Florida experience you're chasing. Each of these experiences might have a slightly different optimal time. Alright, you've picked your dates, you're stoked. Now how are you going to actually navigate this massive state? Florida is big, okay? Like really spread out. Unless you're planning on staying put in one very specific spot like a resort in Orlando or a condo on South Beach, you're going to need a plan for transportation. For most people, renting a car is the way to go. It just gives you the ultimate freedom. Freedom to explore beyond the main tourist drags, freedom to hit that out-of-the-way beach, freedom to make a spontaneous detour to that weird roadside attraction you just saw a sign for. GPS these days makes navigation pretty straightforward. Airports are packed with rental car agencies, so picking one up is easy. Now, a word on driving in Florida. Some areas, especially around major cities like Miami, Orlando, and Tampa, can have serious traffic, particularly during rush hour. And tolls. Oh man, the tolls. Get a SunPass transponder from your rental agency or bring your own if you have one. It'll save you headaches and often a bit of money compared to the toll-by-plate option, which usually comes with hefty administrative fees from the rental company. What if you really don't want to drive? Well, you've got options, but they come with trade-offs. Ride-sharing services like Uber and Lyft are widely available in all the cities and most tourist areas. They're great for shorter trips, like getting from your hotel to a restaurant, or for a night out when you don't want to worry about parking or driving. But using them for long distances, say Orlando to Miami, is going to get expensive, fast. Think of them as a supplement, not your primary mode of transport for statewide exploration. For travel between major cities, if you're not driving, you can look into services like Brightline, the higher speed rail connecting Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, and now Orlando. It's comfortable, modern, and a pretty slick way to travel between these specific hubs. It's not cheap, but it beats a long bus ride or the hassle of a short flight. Amtrak also operates in Florida, with routes connecting various cities, but it's traditional rail, so it can be slower. Intercity buses like Greyhound or Flixbus are the most budget-friendly option for city-to-city travel, but again, factor in the time commitment. So, weigh your options. Car for freedom and reach. Ride shares for convenience on shorter hops. Brightline for stylish, city-to-city connections in certain corridors. Public buses for the super budget-conscious with time to spare. Alright, let's talk money. A trip to Florida, especially with theme parks or popular beach destinations, can get expensive, fast. But it doesn't have to drain your bank account. I've learned a few tricks to stretch those dollars further. It's all about being smart, planning ahead, and knowing where the value is. First up, accommodation. Instead of booking that fancy hotel, look at options slightly further out. Vacation rentals like Airbnb can be amazing value. You get more space, often a kitchen, and sometimes cool amenities like a private pool. Even staying a short drive from attractions can save you money. Food costs can sneak up on you. Eating out for every meal will decimate your budget. Having a kitchen or even a mini fridge and microwave can be a game changer. Hit up a local grocery store. Publix is a Florida staple. Stock up on breakfast items, snacks, and drinks. Covering breakfast and snacks yourself adds up quickly. When you do eat out, look beyond the touristy spots. Explore local neighborhoods for better food at better prices. Happy hour deals can be a gold mine for discounted drinks and appetizers. Look for early bird specials too. Florida has a ton of amazing free or low-cost things to do. The beaches are the most obvious 1 miles of beautiful coastline, and accessing most of them is free. Pack a cooler, some towels, and you've got a full day of entertainment. Many state parks have reasonable entrance fees and offer incredible nature experiences. Look for free museum days or evenings. Many cities offer these periodically. Okay, so you know when you're going, how you're getting around, and how to keep the budget in check. Now, where are you actually going to lay your head at night, and where are you going to find those unforgettable Florida meals? This is where the personality of your trip really comes into play. Florida offers a massive range of options, from luxury resorts to quirky motels, and Michelin-starred dining to beachside shacks. It's all about matching your style and your wallet. Let's talk accommodations first. If you're doing the theme park marathon in Orlando, you've got a universe of choices. Staying on site at a Disney or Universal resort has its perks. Early park access, themed environments, resort transportation, but they come at a premium. Just off-site, you'll find a ton of reputable chain hotels, often with shuttles to the parks, that can be significantly more affordable. Then there are the vacation homes I mentioned, thousands of them in the Kissimmee and Davenport areas, offering multiple bedrooms, private pools, and full kitchens, fantastic for families or groups. If a beach vacation is your dream, the options are endless. Miami's South Beach is iconic for its Art Deco hotels and chic, see-and-be-seen atmosphere, but it's pricey. Further north, Fort Lauderdale offers a slightly more laid-back but still upscale beach scene. The Gulf Coast places like Clearwater, St. Pete Beach, Siesta Key, Naples, Marco Island is famous for its calm, clear waters and soft white sand. Here you'll find everything from sprawling resorts to charming beachfront cottages and condos. The Panhandle beaches like Destin, Seaside, and Panama City Beach have a different vibe again, more southern charm, emerald waters. For a city experience, Miami has trendy boutique hotels in areas like Wynwood or Brickell, alongside the big luxury brands. Tampa has a revitalized downtown and historic Ybor City with unique hotel options. St. Augustine, the nation's oldest city, is packed with historic inns and bed and breakfasts that ooze charm. If you're looking for something more offbeat, consider a houseboat rental in the Keys, a cabin in a state park, or even a retro cool motel along one of the older highways. Don't be afraid to look beyond the standard hotel chains. Now, let's get to the food, because Florida's food scene is way more diverse than just theme park burgers and fries. Given its coastline, fresh seafood is a must. Whether it's grilled grouper, Apalachicola oysters, stone crabs, in season October to May, or a classic shrimp and grits, you can find incredible seafood all over the state. Look for local fish markets that also have small restaurants attached, often the freshest and best value. Key West is famous for its key lime pie, obviously, and conch fritters. Florida also has a huge Latin American and Caribbean influence, especially in South Florida. Miami is the place for authentic Cuban food. Think media noches, ropa vieja, croquetas, and strong Cuban coffee. You'll find amazing Peruvian, Colombian, Venezuelan, and Haitian food too. Exploring neighborhoods like Little Havana in Miami is a culinary adventure in itself. Alright, this is what many of you have been waiting for, the attractions, the big hitters, the reasons why millions flock to Florida every single year. And let me tell you, the list is long and incredibly diverse. It's not just about mouse ears, though those are a pretty big deal for a lot of folks. Florida offers a crazy range of experiences, from the highest tech theme parks on the planet to untouched natural wilderness, historic sites, and vibrant cultural hubs. So let's dive into some of the top things you absolutely should consider putting on your Florida itinerary. Obviously, we have to start with Orlando and its world-famous theme parks. Walt Disney World Resort is a universe unto itself. Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom, plus 2 water parks. It's an institution. Then you have Universal Orlando Resort with Universal Studios Florida, Islands of Adventure, hello, Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and the Volcano Bay Water Park. These places are masters of immersion and thrills. My advice? Plan ahead, like seriously plan. Decide which parks you want to visit, buy tickets online, understand the Genie Plus/Express Pass systems if you choose to use them, and make dining reservations if needed. It can be overwhelming, but a little prep goes a long way. But Orlando isn't just theme parks. There's Icon Park with its giant observation wheel, Madame Tussauds, and Sea Life Aquarium. There are dinner shows, mini golf galore, and outlet shopping that could be an Olympic sport. And just a short drive east, you've got the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex at Cape Canaveral. This place is genuinely awe-inspiring. Seeing actual spacecraft, learning about the history of space exploration, maybe even witnessing a rocket launch if you time it right, it's an unforgettable experience for all ages. Seriously, don't skip this if you have even a passing interest in space. Let's talk beaches, because Florida has over 1,300 miles of coastline. On the Atlantic side, you've got places like Miami's South Beach, known for its Art Deco backdrop and vibrant scene. Further north, Fort Lauderdale offers beautiful stretches of sand. Daytona Beach is famous for its drivable beach in certain areas. St. Augustine's beaches are lovely and often less crowded. On the Gulf Coast, the sand is often powdery white and the water calmer and warmer. Siesta Key Beach near Sarasota frequently wins awards for best beach in the USA. Alright, that is a wrap on our deep dive into the Sunshine State. We've covered a ton of ground, from figuring out the best time to visit, to navigating your way around, saving some cash, finding killer places to stay and eat, and hitting up those epic attractions. My goal here wasn't just to throw a bunch of facts at you, but to give you the tools and the confidence to craft your own amazing Florida adventure. Because that's what it's all about, right? Making memories, having new experiences, and actually enjoying your well-deserved time off. Thanks for watching our ultimate travel guide to Florida. Hopefully you're feeling a lot more prepared and maybe even more excited to plan that trip. Florida's got so much to offer, way more than people often realize. It's a place of contrasts, from the manufactured magic of the theme parks to the raw beauty of its natural landscapes. It's got history, it's got culture, it's got incredible food, and yeah, it's got a whole lot of sunshine. The key is to do a little homework, make choices that fit your style and budget, and then just go for it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more travel tips and guides. Let me know in the comments what your favorite Florida spot is, or what you're most excited to see. Seriously, your Florida story is out there waiting to be written.